Hi, I'm Paul from pdhsports, the leading online racket specialist, and today I'm doing sort of product reviews and testing of the Salming 2016-17 squash range. So I've got 6 rackets today. I've got the 3 existing rackets that were already in the range. None of these rackets are the easiest to pronounce, so forgive me if I've got them any wrong. You've got the Forza, the Ponte and the Potenza, and then new for this season. So some exciting new colourways. We've got the Fusione and the Cannoni and the Cannoni Pro. So that's the Cannoni Pro and the Cannoni. So sort of Salming have sort of grouped these rackets into sort of a player profile. So they pretty much put their Forza racket as their sort of their power racket. The new Cannoni range they've put down as sort of a fast, aggressive style of player. It's a slightly sort of slimmed down beam from the Forza, not quite as boxy. And then the one that's really caught my eye is the Fusione. So this racket, excuse me, this racket is pretty much gives you another option from the Ponte, slightly larger head. So yeah, I'm going to take a look at these rackets, try and give sort of some comparisons on power, feel, weight and balance, and just how they feel. Okay, so the first racket is the Fusione. I particularly like the graphics on this one. We've got a stringing pattern of 14 by 19. The frame weight is 122 grams, so it's quite light. Balance point 368. So yeah, I'm going to start off a few drives. Sort of I'm going to give each racket a rating out of 10 for how I feel, the power, and then we can sort of like compare them at the end. Good power there, not too stiff a racket. I'm going to give this though a power rating of, I'm going to give it 8 out of 10 because I felt like I was getting a lot of power. It's got quite a large head size, so the head size 495, obviously it's the shape of it, slightly thin and classic head shape. You know, they're targeting it more as a control, but I felt like I was generating quite a lot of power. So I'm going to then switch down to the other one that's in the same state of this with a smaller head size, the Ponte. So it's a slightly thicker beamed racket, a little bit more frame weight and 132 grams. Balance point 380, stringing pattern 1419. So I'm going to give this one a try for power. So this one's a much stiffer racket than the Fusione, so probably offering a little bit more feel, but I didn't feel I was getting quite as much power, so I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10 for power. Okay, so one of the new rackets, the Cannoni, I'm going to give this a go. So we've got a frame weight of 130, balance point 370, and stringing pattern 14 by 19. So this is the racket that Salming are sort of saying is there for their fast speed type players. So powerful, that one. Really whizzing through the air quickly. So I'm going to give that 8.5 out of 10 for power. So we then come on to the Canoni Pro. So this one, slightly lighter frame weight, 124 grams, balance point 374, stringing pattern is 14 by 19 again. Okay, so I'm going to give this one 9 out of 10 for power. Absolutely flying through the air. I think the lighter weight was I was just able to create so much racket head speed there. So that's the most powerful one in the range that I've tried so far. Okay, so we've got 2 rackets left that we're going to try for power. So we've got the Forza and the Potenza. So by the Forza, this one comes in the blue colour as well. So I'm going to give this a hit. This is frame weight 146 grams. Sorry, frame weight 127 grams. Balance point 370, and head size 491. Stringing pattern 14 by 18. Okay, so I can feel the power there. Didn't feel it was the most powerful because I was struggling a little bit there trying to get my timing, having maybe used the Canoni rackets that were flying through the air. I was struggling to generate the same racket head speed there to get the power. So slightly sort of stiffer frame and it just seemed to be coming through a bit slower. So I didn't feel I was generating as much power. So for what I've tested, I'm going to give this one 8 out of 10 for power. Okay, the last one, the Potenza. So this is a slightly heavier racket, 14 by 18 stringing pattern, and frame weight 133. Balance point 370, head size 495. So lots of power in this one. Could feel the extra frame weight, sort of a real kind of bulldozer effect on this one. It was like sort of bludgeoning its way through, lots of power. You know, interestingly there, out of all the rackets I tried, there were other rackets I prefer, but you could certainly see, you know, if you're wanting if you're a strong player wanting a power with that extra added weight, then this is probably, I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10 for power. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of power coming through that. Okay, so we've given all the rackets kind of a little bit of a test for the power. I'm going to take them through. I'm picking the forehand volley drop as a way for getting a feel for their control and feel for the racket. So we're going to start with the Fusione. Going to give it kind of 10 shots and mark it out 10 again for control. Okay, so I think because this racket is not so stiff, it's giving a lovely feel because it's got a large head size, but so far I really like this racket. I'm going to give that for control, I'm going to give it 9 out of 10. Okay, so we're going to go to the Ponte, slightly smaller head size, so in theory this one should give me even better than the Fusione. Okay, so this has got a stiffer shaft than the Fusione, so in my eyes I don't get as much control and feel back as I did from the Fusione because of the stiffness, but that might just be the way I play because obviously this has got a lot of control. I just prefer the Fusione in terms of the feel that's giving me back into my arm. So I'm going to give this one 8 out of 10. Okay, on to the two new Canoni rackets and Canoni Pro. So the slightly heavier one first. So bearing in mind I found these one of the most powerful, I'm going to try and give it a go for the feel. Okay, 7 out of 10 for that one. Struggled a little bit. It's a looser feeling racket. I think like the design of the racket is just felt looser. So the weight, I think the weight is interesting because the lighter one I might struggle even more. Okay, so the slightly lighter version, the Canoni Pro. Six out of 10. It's just too fast. It's coming through the air. I mean, again, you've got to think about your style of play. It might not be someone who's going to take loads of short shots in, but it's coming through the air so quickly. There was a struggle there to control the ball in consistently. Maybe with a little bit more play, you get used to it. But 6 out of 10. Okay, the Forza. Let's give this one a go. Okay, slightly boxier, stiffer frame, pretty good there for the short stuff. It felt very stable. I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10 for control. Okay, the beast, the big, heavier power racket, the Potenza. Okay, it just doesn't want to go there for the short stuff. I mean, I was having to work so hard with my arm there to control it in. It's pretty stable, I was getting control, it's just hard work. So I'm going to give that one 6 out of 10. Okay, so I'm going to take these off court and just give a little overview of how I felt with the rackets. Okay, so slightly different style of review this time. Hopefully you guys have found it useful. Again, pass your comments down below if you want to see a different format. But I'm just trying to get some more comparisons going now. So just in conclusion for these rackets, so this is the Salming squash lineup for 2016-17. You've got very different options. So there must be a player out there that wants to bulldozer their way through a game of squash. This is it's the heaviest racket in the lineup. It's power. I found it didn't necessarily want to go there on the short stuff, but you can do it. But a real strong, powerful racket. It looks mean with it being black. When you're hitting the ball, it's like saying power. So yeah, so that's gonna be for somebody that just wants to really attack the ball and hit it hard. You've got the two kind of control shape rackets, the new version, the Fusione, like you can tell it's not as stiff a shaft as the Ponte. So for me it suited my style of play. I got a really nice feel from it. The shaft, the signals it was coming back in were perfect. So really excited. Hopefully I'm going to get hold of one of these for me to use during the season. I really like that. The bigger head size instantly seemed to, I felt comfortable with it. This one, the Ponte, just a much stiffer shaft racket, slightly smaller head. So again, you just got to sign up. It'd be great if you can get a hit with them yourselves to sort of feel the difference. But two very nice rackets, slightly thinner model, and this one's coming out brand new for 2016. Then these two rackets, very interesting, slightly different, offering something. Again, the amount of speed you can get for that racket is frightening. I was getting, even because it's light, I was getting so much power through the ball. It's much harder on your short stuff, but again, try and look at the way you play, what you want. If you want to sort of be attacking the ball around the court with power, then these are two good options. This is a slightly more stable version with a little bit more weight, but exciting new rackets as well. And then the Forza, which has been out a season and has got a lot of followers, is a very it's a good all-rounder. It's stable, it's powerful. It's a little bit slower through the air than say some of the other ones I tried, but yeah. So hopefully, hopefully that's worked and given you a bit of a feel for how the rackets are performing, and they will be on the pdhsports.com website shortly. Don't have the full details yet. As soon as we get that, we're going to be posting them on our blog, on our Instagram, Twitter. We'll start putting more information up as soon as it's coming out. I think they're coming out very soon. So yeah, so check it out, pdhsports.com, and we'll get some more reviews up shortly.